Why? Happy Tuesday. You know who's not having a good Tuesday? That'd be Donald Trump. I don't know how that case is going to be handled, but he didn't do himself any favors by going to Scotland or wherever he went to. With that being said, I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about soft on crime leads to more crime. And I'm not the only one that's saying that. A 20-year prosecutor with the Chicago quits the blistering letter on crime, saying he will not raise his son here. That's right, prosecutor Jason Zapohe calls state attorney Kim Fox policies stupid, saying it's too dangerous here in Chicago and Illinois to raise his child. not 20-year-old, but 20-year veteran Chicago prosecutor quits his job and wrote a blistering letter to his colleagues on his way out Friday, blasting the city's stupid leaders, declaring that they set the city on a course to disaster. Jason Pohe, a felony trial attorney, puts in his 2 weeks' notice with the city at the end of April before he left. However, he sent a goodbye letter to 85 colleagues to explain that the city's instances on following popular political agendas has made Chicago more dangerous for everyone. The simple fact is that the state and the county have set themselves on a course to disaster, and the worst part of it, the agency for whom I work for, has backed literally every policy change that had predictable and predicted outcome of more crime and more people getting hurt. Pohe, I'm thinking it's Pohe. I don't think it's Poje. I could be wrong. Wrote referring to the office of the Cook County State Attorney Kim Fox. Bond reform designed in making sure no one stays in jail while their cases are pending, with no safety nets to handle more criminals on the street, shorter parole periods, lower sentencing for repeat offenders, the malicious and unnecessary prosecution of the law enforcement of officers, overuse of diversion programs, intentionally not pursuing prosecution for crimes lawfully on the books after being passed by our legislature and signed by a governor. All these so-called reforms have a direct negative impact, with the consequences that will last for generations. He continues. It's almost like not enforcing crimes leads to criminals being emboldened to commit more crime. While Pohe's letter did not mention Fox's name by name, it did reference the stupid state attorney policies. Fox office did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. While Pohe's letter did not, oh yeah, I already mentioned that. Pohe also remarked on how he respected his colleagues who are willing to stay in the city despite the difficulties. Pohe says that he needs to leave for the sake of his family's safety. Many years ago, my family found a nice, quiet corner in the suburbs. Now my son, who is only 5, heard gunfire while playing at a neighborhood park, and the drug dealer is an open air selling behind my house, the second one in 2 years. He writes, I will not raise my son here. I'm fortunate enough to have the means to escape, so my entire family is leaving the state of Illinois. I grew up here. My family are friends right here. Yet my own employer has turned into a place for which I'm no longer proud to be, and in which my son is not safe. Poll exit comes less than a year after another prosecutor, Assistant Cook County State Attorney Jim Murphy, resigned in a protest against Fox leadership. I wish I could stay, he wrote in July 2022. However, I can no longer work for this administration. I have zero confidence in the leadership. Guess what? These are pretty sure Kim Foxx, the state attorney, is elected official. When you have prosecutors resigning in Chicago, leaving Illinois because it's no longer safe to live there, that should send up warning signs. Let's see, what is the Chicago prosecutor blasts Kim Foxx in resignation letter? Can't work in the office I don't respect. Actually, this was almost a yearish ago. A little under a year ago, I guess you could say. Assistant Cook County Attorney Jim Murphy accused Jim Foxx of caring more about political agendas than for crime victims and prosecuting criminals. Sounds familiar. In Travis County here, we have Jose Garza, who cares more about sending political agenda messages as opposed to keeping monsters behind bars. An Illinois prosecutor took Cook County State Attorney Kim Foxx to task in a scathing office-wide resignation letter, saying that her office cares more about political narratives than crime victims. Assistant County Cook State Attorney Jim Murphy says he cannot continue to work for an administration I don't respect in his letter of resignation position after 25 years of service. So the other one was 20 years. This was 25 years of service. So that's 45 years of experience just gone. I wish I could stay, he wrote. However, I can no longer work for this administration. I have zero confidence in the leadership. Fox News reached out to Fox office but has not received a response. The Chicago man accused of killing his teenage sister says it's partly partially assembled a gun accidentally. I'm not going to touch that one. Murphy cited a number of reasons for his departure, including the SAFE-T Act, a measure that requires prosecutor presents a higher burden of proof to hold accused criminals until trial. So you got to bond them out or no bail, let them roam free because, they're not convicted. So since they're not convicted, why are you going to punish someone that's innocent until proven guilty? I understand the argument, but the issue is if you have witnesses saying that this person beat someone or killed someone, or they're a repeat offender, maybe it's best to keep them behind bars, and if they're found innocent, pay them out. I get it. It's a very complicated issue. While Murphy said he supports eliminated cash bail, he says Fox office rushed to reform and that his concerns were brushed aside. Murphy also cited dangerously low staffing levels in all units and boroughs in Fox office to the point where 1 or 2 person courtrooms are now common. If the administration was truly concerned with the effect of fighting violent crime, then they would staff or fully staff those courtrooms and units, he wrote. Meanwhile, the rest of us are overworked, overstressed, over-resourced, but at least we're allowed to wear jeans in July. Priorities. We get to wear jeans in July. Murphy said Fox was angry one day several months ago when he was summoned into a meeting, bond hearing where he was involved with. One involved a massive shootout, and the other woman who was gunned down walking to a store after being caught in the crossfire. Murphy said Fox was upset that the newspaper headline that indicated that the suspect would not face a murder charge under the SAFE-T Act. He said Fox appeared to be more upset with the headline than the fact that the woman had died. Was the woman white Or was a woman black? I mean, I get these questions because, they're all about equity, not equality. Who cares if a white woman was killed? Who cares if a black woman was killed? Unless the black woman was killed by a white person. Then the death matters. I'm very frustrated with that. Very insulting when you can have a black person kill a black person or assault a black person, assault a white person, assault an Asian person. No one bats an eye. But as soon as a white person kills a black person, regardless if it was justified or not, they want to throw the white person in jail, no trial. I have a frustration. It's a frustration I have with that. This is what's wrong with the administration. I see day after day. He says, how many mass shootings does it have to be before something is done? Because Chicago has mass shootings every day. Maybe not mass murder, but mass shootings. This administration is more concerned with political narratives and agenda than with victims and prosecuting violent crime, he added. This is why I can no longer stay. So you have a 20-year Chicago prosecutor, 25-year prosecutor. So 45 years of experience down the drain over soft on crime approaches. Hopefully it's worth it. Hopefully we can start voting for politicians that are tough on crime. Go back to the broken window policies where we actually prosecute low offense crimes to prevent them from becoming serious criminals. Actually address the issues before they become into major problems. I know one thing is sure. Maybe helping bringing back the family unit. Now when I say the family unit, I'm just saying two-person homes. Two-parent homes. I don't care the gender. Because I think as long as you have two parents or more, your child's going to have a greater chance of growing up being a decent human being. But yeah, apparently Chicago's not changing. They're going to keep on voting for the Democratic Party and wonder why nothing's changing. Maybe stop voting for Democrats. Maybe stop voting for identity politic candidates. You might see safer cities. Austin has the same issue. Apparently, Plainview, Texas has the same issue. We'll see what the future has to hold. That's my video for today. Hopefully, you got something out of it. Leave a comment down if you got something out of it. With that being said, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.